What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? Right now, you're hanging with Mr. Jackson. Right now, man, I know it ain't been that long. It been probably like a week, y'all. I've been to upload this video like a week ago, but we about to get into history. Then after history, we gonna get into the Bible, y'all. So enough of that, man. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Let's get it.
If you see the ancient god of Vietnamese, he's black. The ancient god of Hawaiians, he's black. The ancient god of the Indians, Vishnu, is black. The ancient god of Chinese, Buddha, is black. Are these Africans? No. European will tell you this is parallel development. And we sit around and accept this because he wants to develop his concept of white supremacy. And if he wasn't there first, then it didn't happen. Yep. You have pyramids in Egypt. You have pyramids in West Africa. And you have pyramids in Central America.
Dang.
You have those great big thick-lipped, big-nosed megaliths in the Ivory Coast. And you have them in the Olmec civilization here. But did they cross the ocean? No, because Columbus discovered America. So, if everything around the equatorial belt is black and black culture and tropical people, why?
See, you gotta think about that, man. They say when they found United States, it was Indians here. They call them Indians, yeah. Mostly was like Cherokee. My grandma, I'm Cherokee and black myself, yo. My grandma always told me that our people was here first. She always tell me that, y'all. Cause her mother was a full Cherokee. And she was like, our people was here first. It wasn't just Indian people here. She said it was black people here too, she said. So it's a lot of things, man. If you do your history, man, you look at the old statues, you'll see all the nose cut off, y'all. They cut the nose and stuff off because, most who have mostly big nose, black people. And they don't want y'all to see that. But enough of that, we're about to get in the next clip. Let's get it.
They're warriors. From the very beginning, black Americans have been a vital part of the American story, helping to make this the greatest nation in the history of the world.
Let's continue to correct the propaganda and the attempt at erasing the truth. Black Americans are not the descendants of the Indians in the history books. They are the Indians. The proof has been buried, but it's not gone. When Christopher Columbus washed up on these shores, lost and delirious, who did he write that he found? He called them Indios. He mapped a land he labeled India Superior, a territory that included Florida. He wasn't hallucinating an empty land. He was documenting people who were already there. These images can be found in Gran Canaria, Spain, at the Columbus Museum, Casa de Colón. And who were those people? They weren't the pale-skinned Siberians who crossed a land bridge, that's for sure. The historical records, the artwork from the era, the very descriptions, they detail people with dark skin, with hair textures that Europeans had never seen. They describe the original people as dark-skinned and woolly-haired, the true owners of the soil. The people that Columbus met were black Americans, the West Indians of the Caribbean, the Indians of the North and South American coast. All of these territories were black civilizations. Native Americans are the erasure. They are the last part of the destiny swap. A foreign invasive group from Siberia, and was grafted onto the identity of the people who were already here, while the original people were systematically reclassified, enslaved, and renamed to sever their claim to the land. The Indian Removal Act was a removal of black indigenous nation. The face on the old nickel, the buffalo nickel, that proud profile was a black indigenous man, an American Indian. Every time someone speaks about Native American history while pointing to a group that arrived later, they are perpetuating the final stage of the conquest, the theft of the victim's identity. They replace the people and the story. Black Americans are not a people without a land. They are the land. They are India Superior. They are the Indians that Columbus couldn't miss, and that every power since has tried to make you unsee. The map doesn't lie. The history books do.
All right, y'all. So he just proved my point, y'all. I was just talking about that, y'all. They say it was Indians. Well, we was called Indians back then, y'all, but it was mostly black people here already, y'all. Like my family, they Cherokee, and they had some other Indians here too, with other names too, y'all. But I know mostly about Cherokee because that's in my blood. But we're going to go ahead and get into the next Next cutscene, you're gonna be talking about the Bible, y'all. So let's get it.
Did they think you wouldn't find this? Do you know who this is? Comment below if you think you know, but don't
Do you think so?
cheat. While you're guessing, let's go over some hints. Subject Profile 1. Based on the earliest recovered text and artifacts, we are tracking a specific spirit with the following confirmed attributes. The archetype is a storm and war god associated with lightning and battle. The physicality depicted with the horns of a wild ox, powerful and masculine. A foreigner to Canaan, arrived from the southern deserts, not heaven. Travels with a female consort at one point in time. Jealous, martial, and highly territorial. Who is this god? Ancient texts do not place this god's origins in the north cities of Canaan, but in the dust of the south. The Shasu connection. Egyptian inscriptions from Amenhotep III, 14th century BCE, reference the Shasu of Yahweh, nomadic tribes in the deserts of Edom and Midian. Egyptian inscriptions from Amenhotep III, 14th century BCE, reference the Shasu of YHW, nomadic tribes in the deserts of Edom and Midian, the oldest groups of people that we know who worship this god. So this spirit came from the south into Canaan. Oh yes, and he had a wife. In 1975, archaeologists at Kunta Ajrud in the Sinai Desert uncovered a shocking inscription dating to the 8th century BCE. It was a blessing. I bless you by blank of Samaria and by his consort Asherah. These are not the actual inscriptions and statues, by the way. And even the statue behind me is concept art based on that depiction.
Dang.
Of the true art at Kuntalet Ajrud. Modern readers often miss the literal descriptions in their own text due to translation bias. But it was said that he had horns like a wild ox. In an ancient Near East, horns were not demonic. They were the crown of divinity, symbolizing strength and sovereignty. The oldest versions of Deuteronomy 32:8-9, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and Septuagint reveal a hierarchy often obscured in later English, that he was one of the sons of God, of the Most High El Elyon. Yes, he was a son of the God. He was none other than Yahweh, the horned warrior, the husband of Asherah, the God from Seir, the son of the divine council. If you want to learn more about the truth of Yahweh they hide from you, read the free audiobook. Go here. It's called World War Gods, the biography of Yahweh. I love you all. Peace.
And they try to replace Jesus with Yahweh, y'all. Because you know the old Bible, the Old Testament, they try to say in the English version is J's. But you know in the Old Testament, they ain't had no J's. So that let you know something, yo. I figured this out like in my early 30s that his name was Yahweh. So, yo, you gotta do your history, man. They trying to make horns look bad. You're trying to say it's just mainly for the devil. I don't know if the devil really had horns, but they say he had it. Y'all, they discovered this years and years ago that Yahweh had horns, y'all. And so it's like a symbol or something, like a sign, yo, that you are like a god, yo, because you really gonna see no humans with horns in their head like that. But y'all can do y'all history if y'all want to, man. To make sure he's talking about, yo, he give you the information how to look it up. But enough of that, yo. We about to get into the last clip, y'all. The last clip is kind of short, yo. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into it.
You following the Bible, like I just told you, the Bible was meant to subject your soul to a certain demon. If you don't believe me, you have a King James Bible in your church, right? Mm-hmm. Well, King James wrote a book called Demonology.
He did.
How to summon demons. Mm-hmm. So the same man who wrote a book on how to summon demons wrote your Bible. Yep. And you have it in your church. Yep. And you believe it.
Yep. And I want y'all to go study that too, y'all. I started looking up King James, yo. He did study in demonology, y'all, and he did wrote a book about demonology. And the thing about it, yo, his mother, when her husband died, she became the ruler of their kingdom. So King James, I don't know, and some other lady, I think that was his aunt or something there, made a plan to kill his mother so King James become the king. And they did that, y'all. And they say 90% cause he rewrote the Bible, and they say 90% of the Bible is not true, y'all. When he rewrote the Bible, y'all. It's about, if you do your history, if you do your study, the way he read it, he read the book by a sun god. Sun god. If you do your study about sun god is mainly the devil, y'all. Yeah, but it's like, why God can't kill the devil? Because he's the sun god. You know what I'm saying? That's why he couldn't kill him, because he was the sun god. It'll be pure dark if he killed him. But y'all just do your history y'all want to. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. And I see you when I see you. Peace. I'm out.